story this evening. President Museveni has appealed to the United Arab Emirates business community to come and invest in Uganda and also take advantage of the many untapped opportunities available in the country. Addressing the UAE-Uganda Presidential Initiative on Investment Summit in the UAE capital, Abu Dhabi, President Museveni told the participants that although Uganda's economy is growing at 6% per annum, the economy has great potential to grow faster. We have details from Abu Dhabi.
That Uganda has got all it takes to make it.
Addressing the investors in Abu Dhabi, President Museveni described Uganda and the African continent as a gold mine with many untapped business and investment opportunities that he encouraged the United Arab Emirates investors to take advantage of.
So I'm not happy with the way they talk to you. It's good I have come and talk to you myself because they should tell you that this is a huge gold mine and we are just at the entrance of the gold mine.
President Museveni further told the business forum that it was wise for any business-minded person to invest in Uganda because of its large market of 43 million people and the East African market of 300 million people.
So the economy they are telling you about is that we had I think a number of steps. Step number one was minimum recovery. Minimum recovery for the enclave economy. Then number two, expand it. But number three, diversify. Number four, also transform. Transform in two efforts. Number one, add value. Add value to, don't just continue with the raw materials. Create an economy which is integrated.
President Museveni added that government is committed and is on track to further ease the ways of doing business in the country by lowering the cost of transport through the construction of standard gauge railway, bettering the road network and the water transport.
We, on the political level, we have moved. First of all, I'm trying to tell them, please don't delay the private sector. Don't waste time with the feasibility studies, with what, because the private sector is responsible for his own analysis.
He further said that the government was working on lowering the cost of industrial energy tariffs by getting as many sources of energy as possible and also lowering down the cost of borrowing.
We have achieved the minimum recovery. We have expanded the small economy. We have diversified it. We are also bringing in new type of economy. And this is where we want you people to come in and help us and contribute.
Uganda's envoy to the United Arab Emirates, Ambassador Zakechi Bedi, hailed the president for initiating the UAE-Uganda Presidential Initiative Roundtable Forum, noting that since its invasion, the remittances of Ugandans working in the UAE has jumped from $50 million in 2018 to $1.5 billion to date, while foreign direct investment rose from $600 million to $1.5.
But Uganda has found oil and gas and is going to produce 230,000 barrels a day. It's probably the best onshore project today in the world. Very, very low cost to find, but the opportunities that are going to come with it, both the direct, the indirect, and the induced opportunities are huge. It's a $15 billion investment. It is going to create jobs, and for almost all of you who stood up to speak here, there is a way you will connect to the oil and gas.
The Investment Roundtable Summit was among others attended by the Finance Minister, Matia Kasaija, Energy Minister Ruth Nankabirwa, Agriculture Minister Honorable Frank Tumwebaze, Foreign Affairs Minister for State Okello Oryem, and the Investment Minister Evelyn Anite.
Uganda is a country that once you're visited, then you don't want to leave Uganda. I must warn you this. So if you tend to come to Uganda, you'll visit Uganda and never leave Uganda. The opportunities, whether it be as a tourist, be as investors, in any form of residence, is so attractive.
Let's focus on eliminating corruption out of our system. Let's give free land, which is an incentive that is given nowhere but in Uganda for development. Let the people bring money in Uganda, and we transform and build Uganda and build the private sector. Your Excellency, today we talk about us being among the top 10 best investment destinations in Africa.
On the sidelines of the investment forum, President Museveni met a number of investors that are interested in investing in Uganda in the areas of energy, agro-processing, tourism and hospitality, real estate, aviation, banking, mining, health and education sectors.
By 1969, that is 7 years after independence, the part of the population which were in the 3 C's and 3 T's, in the money economy, were only 4%.
He welcomed all of them to come and invest in Uganda and reaffirmed the government's commitment to give the needed incentives and creating for them an enabling environment to successfully grow and profit from their investments. I'm Robert Onyango and Samuel Senuno for UBC News.
Together.
Robert Onyango there reporting from Abu Dhabi. African leaders meeting in Kampala are pushing for more trade as opposed to aid for the continent's socio-economic development and transformation. The Vice President of the Republic of Uganda, retired Major Jessica Lupo, has implored fellow leaders in the African continent to work towards the continent's development through maintenance of peace and security. She was opening the second Africa High-Level Forum of South-to-South Triangular Cooperation for Sustainable Development at Speak Resort, Munyonyo.
The challenges are there. There is the will to address them, but the pace is slow. These concerns have been raised at the second Africa High-Level Forum of South-to-South and Triangular Cooperation for Sustainable Development.
We should therefore ask ourselves is how to strategically make our voices heard at the table where decisions on dealing with these issues are being made.
The resources from the South are really important. Let's make it, you look at the figures, ODA is going down. So we should look at resources from the South as really complementing the global agenda and multilateralism. So it's the interest of everybody that South-South cooperation really succeeds.
African leaders from the umbrella of African peer review mechanism are meeting in Kampala to discuss the continent's development agenda.
The cooperation is an important element for our countries to meet these challenges individually but also collectively, and in the multilateral North-South dialogue and global governance.
To this end, African countries become effective participants in the global economy by focusing on diversifying production and exports, especially in agro-industry, manufacturing, mining, mineral processing, and tourism.
They want a peaceful environment for trade in Africa. Development partners have also complimented
the how part, because the what of the vision and the plans are very clear. It's the how with which we struggle. If we can spend some more time on that, the how do we accelerate progress?
There is need for us to strengthen that area of work. And in a space where we are seeing that development is being defunded, that's the reality. Development is being defunded. We need to start looking a bit more within to see where the capacities are, both technical, both strategic, both institutional, leverage that for the development of our countries.
The Vice President of Uganda, Jessica Lupo, has a take.
By coming together as partners who face similar challenges and by emphasizing capacity development relevant to specific situations and environments, South-South and triangular cooperation has a distinctive value in contributing to the success of the established international, regional, and national development frameworks.
Alupo officially opened the 3-day engagement with a call on Africans to focus on achieving the continent's agenda of 2063.
In essence, the South-South and Triangular Cooperation offers the opportunity to replace the traditional financial aid and technical assistance and reshape the global development architecture towards a more inclusive, effective, fair, and horizontal global development agenda.
The 3-day event is being held under the theme, Building National Capacities for South-to-South and Triangular Cooperation Ecosystem in Africa, and Forging Horizontal Partnerships for Sustainable and Resilient Societies. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Speaker of Parliament Anita Among has directed members sitting on the Education Committee to investigate alleged homosexual practices in schools. The Speaker's directive follows testimonies of some parents and pictures on social media that depicted the practice to be happening in some schools. Philip Aguta reports that the Speaker also advised all schools to follow government directives on the increase of school fees.
The Tuesday social media platform has testimonies of some individuals claiming to be parents in King's College, Budo, alleging that a particular teacher who is gay is sodomizing students. Another incident was of Vienna High School, Namgongo, where pictures of female students were being circulated depicting acts of homosexuality. The matter was raised on the floor of Parliament.
If you have seen, what I've seen is the tendency of gay in schools, and this particular one was referring to King's College and Vienna. Whether it is true or not, I think this House can pick interest right from the Speaker, and we investigate thoroughly whether this is true or not.
The Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, has directed MPs sitting on the Education Committee to investigate the alleged homosexual practices in the said schools.
Committee of Education pick interest in that story that is on social media on the issue of the gays, where a teacher is being transferred from one school to the other because of being a gay, and you're transmitting the character from one school to the other. Can you pick up that issue? We are killing our morals. Pick up that issue and report back to this House on those schools that are being mentioned.
Homosexuality is illegal in Uganda and carries a life sentence when proved guilty. The Speaker also directed that schools should follow government directive of not increasing school fees this year.
The fees are being increased amidst the economic crisis that we are in. I want the owners of the schools, private schools, government schools, to make sure that they follow the circulars that have been given by Minister of Education, and Minister of Education should also make sure they make a follow-up on how much fees are charged to these children.
It is not just about school fees, but we need equity in this country. Why should we have government-aided schools? Some schools established by certain institutions, the government gives them capitation grant. The government gives them development fees. The government pays teachers, but they still charge more than even university. You find a school, a secondary school, charging fees much more than a university. So, Right Honorable Speaker, I want to request that the Committee of Education, let's prioritize that report.
Philip Aguta, UBC News in Parliament.
Now, the launch of the evaluation and performance of Emyooga program in Kampala by the resident city commissioner, Amin Pasha, has left 3 circle leaders arrested on grounds of mismanagement and swindling of these seed capital meant for the intended beneficiaries, and the Kampala RCC says they want to establish accountability and value for money, and also warned that tough action ahead for such leaders and members awaits.
The Kampala Resident City Commissioner Amin Pasha has started the assessment and evaluation progress of the government projects including Emyooga by visiting the new tax park.
Yet, mubade n'enkola za muziri private sakoza mbadde nazo cash round za muzirina nga muzimanaginga. Why is it za government mugamba temuzisobola zaagana zali zetaaga amagezi agave wa Katonda?
RCC Amina had many questions for the leaders and members.
Bameka kumwe nga muli bakulembeze musako ezo. Ofisi za muziri tudda. Obufunze mundese mu kifo kitali kituufu. Bekiba kyetaagisa bamugenda namu.
The answers from the leaders, however, seemed not convincing.
We have come to learn, as it has always been said. They think this man was given to them as a token during campaigns. But in reality, they know this man was given to them for development.
The RCC was in the company of Maureen Alice, who serves as the Emyooga coordinator in this area.
The government has a directive on how this is going to be done. Whoever ate the money of Emyooga is supposed to refund it. It's not begging, it's not pleading, they are supposed to refund it.
According to Alice, the park, which has a constituency of 27 circles, and so far 23 have already received their grant, seems to be moving on the opposite direction.
So convincing them to get to start saving, because they actually don't want to save at all. Yet the saving is their own. No one is taking it away from them. But believing it that someone should save for their future is not easy. So we have to come to them, beg them, pray, ask them now and then.
She also highlighted some of the challenges and inconsistencies in the administration and management of the SACCOs.
Abantu abasinga abafuna sente zino SACCO bazifuula zaabwe.
To make matters worse, some SACCO members went ahead and shared the money amongst themselves.
Ng'emmotoka gye bakugamba era gye balina mu records bagamba microfinance twagula emmotoka bagamba Maureen coordinator twagula emmotoka ng'emmotoka teyagulwangako naye ng'ekituufu kiri nti sente bwe zajja bo baatuula ne bazigabana.
But the leaders swindled the money, they ate the money. You find one leader in 3 circles, just like you've seen, and I've arrested 3 of them.
However, according to these taxi operators, COVID-19 lockdown and its restrictions was a major setback to most of their investments.
Lockdown biyayingirawo buli muntu yadduka kiwalazima.
Sente twazifuna president yazituwa kituufu naye nezijira mu kaseera akazibwawo.
Amina now wants that the hunt for others is now on.
Give people of Kampala, whoever ate Emyooga money, I'm coming for you. I'll not tell you when I'm coming, but I'll come. Be rest assured.
Robert Onyango, UBC News.
Residents of Lugala Village, Lubya Parish in Lubaga Division, have appealed to government to intervene on the same Emyooga funds disbursement program and lay a clear structure and which this money can be acquired. This is after some members from Lubya Parish Saloon Operators Emyooga SACCO accused their chairperson of having connived with other board members to misappropriate over 20 million shillings that were meant for the SACCO development program.
Residents in Lugala Village, Lubya Parish, Lubaga Division want their SACCO chairperson Hanifa Ndagire to account for over 20 million Emyooga funds, which are meant to grow and develop their business.
And this one, I would say that we have so far had to withdraw the 7 million and 18 millions, but actually both withdrawal has been misused by the chairperson. The people, the members of the SACCO have not benefited, and I understand this one is a government project which is aiming to benefit the people.
Residents say that ever since the money for their SACCO, Lubya Parish Saloon Operators Emyooga SACCO was disbursed, they have never accessed the funds.
Milioni ezo 18 ne bawaako member omu n'omulala 5 omulala babawa 3 milioni 4 milioni 14 n'ekitundu n'abuuka nazo.
Iya line kigendwa gye kujje sente ezisooka bwe bazijjayo
ne bawalako milioni 3 ne zigenda bibiri tetumanyi zizalaga ogwokubiri noddamu ne milioni 18 era bazijjaayo tetwamanya mukazi sente n'azeefuga.
The SACCO chairperson Hanifa Ndagire, also accused of misappropriating the funds, dismissed the allegations and noted that some members did not fulfill the requirements for attainment of the funds.
Eno propose gye twakola okujjayo sente z'Emyooga yali ya project teyali ya sente kugabira abantu abatalina bisaanizo. Propose yange ne tugikola nenkola project bulungi weeri yine eyimiridde naye abo abaliwo okuwakanya buli kijja nga bo bakiyita kibi.
The SACCO has already established a saloon, which was a major aim for getting the money, although some members are against the idea.
Buli kimu kye babagamba baganya okusebe kati basaze okutatanga na project eno bagenda bagamba nti chairperson yaffe yali sente ebintu project yogerwako yino weeri naye kati nganze chairman alinga member ate chairman w'ekyalo ate aliwo okumonitalinga project za gavumenti nkakasa abawala ba Star TV eno ti project weeri abo benoyinza byabwe kwagala kutatana project za gavumenti.
Emyooga program is a presidential initiative on wealth and job creation, which was launched on August 2019 as part by the government in a bid to eradicate poverty through empowering savings and credit cooperatives, especially in the informal sector. Sada Mubale, UBC News, Kampala.
The National Social Security Fund has a target of becoming a 20 trillion shillings fund by the year 2025. To date, their savings are at 17.9 trillion shillings only. While appearing before the Finance Committee of Parliament, the Acting Managing Director, NSSF Patrick Ayota, says that this can be achieved only by creating a buffet of benefits through relying on both the formal and informal sector. However, one of the members of the committee, Mwanga Chivumbi, an MP from Butambala, opposed the NSSF presentation, saying it was contradicting the information he had he alleged was written by the Minister for Gender, Betty Amongi, which later the minister denied knowledge of.
The Finance Committee of Parliament called National Social Security Fund to appear and make a presentation of its performance, focusing on the active members they are having, asset base and investment portfolio, especially the 23% shareholding in Umeme, investments in terms of treasury bills and safety of members' savings.
Also matters on reduction in domestic borrowing and other matters. I feel these are matters which will attract a lot of interest, because they directly impact on the saver's earnings. It is extra. I feel Mr. Chairman will be allowed to make an official statement in writing about it.
The presentation from NSSF indicate that out of the 1.7 million Ugandans working in the formal sector, only 1.3 million are saving with NSSF, with 16 million Ugandans having no retirement plan. NSSF emphasized that 78% of members' funds are in bonds, which are creditworthiness of the country, hence their savings are safe.
Now many Ugandans get very scared. Oh, the government is going to borrow our money. There is a law that governs how the government borrows money. The government cannot just come to NSSF and say, here's a piece of paper, we need the money. They have to go through Bank of Uganda. Bank of Uganda issues a bond.
Actually going over to borrow money to invest in our own projects. This is our saving, the national savings. If we grow it to a percentage of GDP from 12 to say 30 or 25, then we can use that fund to help us in the national strategic development.
There is, however, a challenge of underfunded schemes.
6 months ending December, the total assets 17.8 or 17.9 trillion. The claim against that is 17.7 trillion, a gap of about 200 billion.
However, this presentation was opposed by one member of the committee, Mwanga Chivumbi, who wanted the committee to discuss a letter he claims was contradicting the information given and was signed by Minister for Gender, Betty Amongi. His plea was in vain and he stormed out of the committee in protest.
This in my political life, I've been here, but I beg to leave this meeting in protest.
in the NSSF incompetence, failure to invest wisely, and they are losing billions of money. The leaders in there are corrupt. The minister cannot issue a document and be in a meeting, and when wrong facts are being put, is there nodding like,
and then it's authenticated from the owner, and then it is discussed. And so I did not see the letter, I have not read the letter.
It's 20 pages. And the Honorable Mwanga Kivumbi introduces it in the meeting. And he wants the meeting to discuss the letter there and then. I think you can see that that's actually, that was unfair.
I'm Nafka Farida and Gloria Gutabinji at Parliament.
It's super fast internet. Oh, it's a super camera. It's a super battery. Phone battery full. Yeah, it's a super deal. Get the Kabode Super from MTN now at a reduced initial deposit of only 49,000 shillings and pay the balance in Pola for as low as 833 shillings per day. Grab this Super Kabode deal this Christmas and get 2 GB of free MTN data every month for 8 months. Get the Kabode Super now from any MTN shop countrywide. Everywhere you go, MTN. Regulated by UCC.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mold Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Bara and Jinja.
*11. Keeping an eye on all your balance the old way. I got this. Yeah. Balance is. Yeah.
What is he up to now?
*11. Keeping an eye on all your balance with the My Airtel app. You have the power in your pocket. The power to see all your balance in one place and in real time. Unlock that power with the My Airtel app. Visit the App Store or Google Play now.
You miss him.
The Uganda Small Scale Industries Association USSIA is a business member organization for micro, small and medium industrialists that has been in existence since 1979 with over 10,000 members and 16 regional offices countrywide. USSIA's core purpose is to enhance competitiveness through development, promotion, policy and advocacy for micro, small and medium enterprises. Find us at USSIA Building, Umasho Grounds, Lugogo, or call us on 0414 574 527, 0774 130 454, or 0782 173 086.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Look no further. Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates, and now sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Plus, you can trust Airtel Money to get your money where it needs to go quickly and safely. Simply dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money, instant, secure, borderless.
UBC News Tonight. Thank you so much for watching and welcome back from the break. Now, news coming in. President Yoweri Museveni has returned from the United Arab Emirates, where he has been on a 3-day official visit. While there, Museveni held talks with the president of the UAE and ruler of Abu Dhabi, Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. Thereafter, he met with President of Mozambique, His Excellency Filipe Nyusi, and also attended the Abu Dhabi Sustainability Summit before holding talks with UAE officials and the business community. At Entebbe International Airport, President Museveni was received by Minister for Presidency, Honorable Babidi Babalanda, the Head of Public Service and Secretary to Cabinet, Ms. Lucy Nachobe. Other service officers who received the President included Lieutenant General Charles Okidi, Commander Air Force, Brigadier General Christopher Damolida, Director Crime Intelligence, Uganda Police Force, and Deputy Commissioner General, Uganda Prisons, Samuel Akena. Buganda Kingdom has pledged to continue supporting the campaign of reducing blood shortage that has contributed to the rise of maternal mortality rate in Uganda. This was disclosed by the Katikkiro of Buganda, Charles Peter Maiga, when he led officials from the kingdom to donate blood at an event held at Old Kampala Playground.
Shortage in Uganda has contributed to a high number of maternal mortalities in Uganda. The Kabaka of Buganda, through the Kabaka Foundation, has started a campaign of collecting blood in all counties of Buganda Kingdom. Katikkiro of Buganda, Charles Peter Maiga, the chief donor at Old Kampala, challenged the public to be united on health.
Some of these divisions are principled. Others are not principled. But whatever the cause of the divisions and whatever the considerations, I appeal to all Ugandans to pass a resolution in 2023 to work together when it comes to matters of health.
Katikkiro also asserts that the kingdom is supporting the cause and appeal to people to desist from mocking patients.
Irrespective of the considerations we may have for mocking them, even when we feel that the persons who have been taken ill are responsible for the health delivery services in the country, we still should not mock them when they are taken ill or when they die. Simply because being ill or dying comes to every living person.
The Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Diana Atwine, applauded the Kabaka for taking the lead in mobilizing people to donate blood.
On behalf of government, and on behalf of Ministry of Health, we want to thank the Kingdom of Buganda for associating with the Ministry of Health's need and always identifying the critical needs at the right time, and you always come in to support us.
The Lord Mayor Arias Lukwago was among the donors.
Wenjagala aba boda boda sebo nga mpita mugwe Katikkiro. O enteekateeka eno bagimanye nti guno omusaayi mmwe mweterekera. Mmwe eno blood bank gye muguweereza aba boda boda mutereka gwa mmwe
Let us reduce some scaffolds which are sometimes goes on in Buganda and in other parts of the country, so that the blood we collect can be enough for Ugandans.
The executive director of Kabaka Foundation and Uganda Red Cross Society spokesperson highlighted challenges encountered.
Mu masaza 18 tuwezezza emitwalo 9 abagabi abapya nga tebagabangako.
We're sorry for that. Now, residents from 4 villages in PG district are happy following the issuance of a private land titles of the late Boniface Serunkuma's estate that measures to a tune of 233 acres. They said this will prevent any future land wrangles over ownership.
Are rampant in the country, with many cases in court over ownership, while many have died. Many have lost property with the buildings demolished after eviction notices executed by legal teams. But residents from the 4 villages of Membe, Makuku, Lufuka and Nabona in PG Town Council PG District have received private ownership of plots on the land belonging to the late Serunkuma.
Nimbadde mutuuze butuuze sanyufu nnyo kubanga nfunye ekyapa kyange kati ndi mutuuze omutuufu.
Over 200 residents who are squatters of the late Serunkuma's 233-acre estate have all received land titles.
Kati ne bagenda ne babeera nga basika omugwa ne family newe batuuka mu kukkaanya kyo ne tubeera nga ffe nga batuuze kitusanyusizza nnyo.
Frederick Tembe, a lawyer at Tembe Property Consultants, who processed the titles, advised the beneficiaries not to sell off the property as this is a legacy to their families.
Ne tubapima, ne tusurveyinga, ne tutwala obuvunaanyizibwa obw'okukola ebyapa. Era olunaku olwaleero wenjogerera ebyapa bizze ekyapa kino akikuume akitereke bulungi beera nga Boniface Serunkuuma eyakola ekyapa mu 1903 naye n'omuzzukulu we leero kubanga leero bayitibwa ba administrator ba Boniface Serunkuuma bazzukulu teyakidiibuuda sikukyewolerako mu bamanerenda.
Scovia Nabosa, a caretaker of the late Serunkuma's estate, asked those whose titles haven't been processed yet to be patient.
Baza batuuze kugumiikiriza na kutukkiririzaamu ne batugumiikiriza tubawe ebyapa byabwe ebbanga lye balitugambye 15 Desemba ne tuliyitamu ne tutuuka ennaku z'omwezi zino mu January muno bajja kugira nga basasula obusuulu.
I'm Ivan Juko for UBC News.
The holiday period and register with the National Identification and Registration Authority. This will help in the operationalization of the recently launched revised lower secondary school curriculum that entails collection of the continuous assessment scores as part of the final UNEB result. UNEB warns schools and learners in particular that failure to register to get national identification numbers will translate into no grading if the learner, despite having attended school for the specified period, has not acquired a NIN number as fondly known.
The National Identification and Registration Authority, NIRA, have embarked on a nationwide registration exercise for learners in a bid to ensure registration of all students, especially in secondary schools. This is to facilitate UNEB to uniquely identify learners and collection of their continuous assessment scores, one of the major components of the revised lower secondary school curriculum.
NIRA shall set up registration desks at Boma grounds across major cities countrywide. Learners in secondary schools are therefore encouraged to maximize this holiday to know their NIN registration status. They may visit the Boma grounds or any nearest office of NIRA to them.
Accordingly, learners whose particulars were collected in the previous exercises are advised to verify their statuses.
Take this opportunity, this holiday, to register
and obtain your NIN from the office that is nearest you. For the bigger districts, we shall be at the Boma grounds. For the smaller districts, we shall be at our nearer offices. But the list of where we will be available on our website.
Relatedly, schools have been tasked to harmonize their learners' information on the Education Information Management System portal as soon as they can to ease the process of updating learners' promotional scores.
The Ministry is advising that the portal will be open until January 31st, 2023, to allow all schools to upload learners who were not uploaded by 31st December 2023. Schools which will not have uploaded learners' data to the EMIS portal shall not be able to update the promotional or transitional status of learners in their schools. UNEB shall use the school and learner information collected by the Ministry of Education and Sport, as well as NIRA.
Continuous assessment is a strategy implemented by teachers to ascertain knowledge, understanding, skills, and mechanism whereby final grading of the learners takes account of all their performance during a given period. Dorcas Kimono, UBC TV News.
In the late 1880s, at the peak of slave trade in East and West Africa, one man stood out to tackle the atrocious trade and fearlessly faced the oppressors. Amin Pasha, the slave trade fighter, left his hallmarks in West Nile region of Uganda, and to date he is still well regarded by the local community.
Located on the Albert Nile in Pakwach district, West Nile region, the Amin Pasha fort is famous for fighting slave trade in the late 1880s. Amin Pasha, a physician, explorer, and governor of the Equatorial Province of Egyptian Sudan, set up his base here and had a cordial relationship with the locals. Okumu Primo Olele is a cultural leader and a grandchild of a man who welcomed Amin Pasha to this area in 1885.
Amin Pasha, as we know him by that name, I don't know how he chose this area, but he came here in 1885 and he was welcomed by the community of this place. This place is called Pakwenyo in Wadlai.
Amin Pasha's fort was strategically positioned and surrounded with a ditch for safety purposes.
They came here peacefully, and I didn't hear that they were doing their trade again here of getting people sold to them as slaves. They just stayed with those captured from that end they came from, till the time in 1892, 1891 there, when he departed this area, going to Congo, where he died.
This heritage site, which has been in a sorry state, is currently receiving a facelift from the Sites and Monuments Department of the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities. The land where these two huts that are being rehabilitated, which serve as the information center, was donated by the community in 2013.
The site sits on about 12 acres piece of land, which were given by the community of the place because of the peaceful coexistence they had with Amin Pasha and the team before. Now, the community at this moment are seeing sign of hope in what they have given to the government. When they see the structure being maintained, as you see now, we are rehabilitating the sites. We have been living here without much conflict with the community members. Okay, sometimes we have small engagement, but we have never had a serious fight that the community are reacting against the site. Had not been happening. So basically, we had people have been benefiting from the site, like the students. We have students coming from different universities, Gulu, Makerere, Lera, and lower primary schools.
Amin Pasha, original name Edward Schnitzer, contributed vastly to the knowledge of African geography, natural history, ethnology, and languages. He was born on March 28, 1840 in Poland and died in October 23, 1892 in Kanema, Congo Free State, now the Democratic Republic of Congo. Dennis Igoa, and Juman Samba for UBC News.
Our reporter Ivan Kahwa was at St. Denis Chizaguzo, Nakaseke district, where students pay school fees in a government school. The students, despite having holidays, they remain at school to clean the compounds and take care of gardens, and every month computation is done by the school as remuneration.
Sebulime Vincent is a student at St. Denis Chijaguzo Secondary School, Nakaseke district, and awaits his results for Senior 4. He is a school dependent and pays school fees for himself.
I pay 400,000 shillings to work in the garden of school, to clean the compound, and so.
Kalagala Andrew is another student in Senior 6 who also pays his own school fees.
We spend the whole holiday here working, and if the time comes of studying, we just study without paying school fees.
Both major in fine art and painting as a talent, with support from arts teachers.
We had enough teachers, but some of them were transferred to other schools. So we are missing teachers in this school, and me as the student of Senior 6, I'm a candidate. I need teachers to teach me so that I can get enough points which I can present at the university.
The two work together to design portraits, though tools to use are not enough for their nature of work.
I can fight with the school fees. The problem is the requirements. And if there is someone who can help me for school fees and requirements, I will come out.
I am told that a portrait painted using a pencil costs 300,000 shillings, and that painted using colors costs 500,000 shillings. A portrait painted using a pen costs 800,000 shillings. And if such students are supported in the field of art, perhaps they can make some good money.
These portraits can be used, I can make them on order, I can make them on my own interest to surprise somebody. Yeah. And if someone is surprised, he or she can buy it.
They have designed portraits including President Museveni's, which they handed over to him as a gift.
N'abaako kyatusuubiza naye tetubangako naki na kimu kye tulaba tetuddangamu kuwulira yadde amawulire agafa ku ebyo.
As the youth, Sebulime has a say on the 37 years of the NRM.
So this government, we are requesting at least to find the way how we the youth we can get jobs after schooling.
Sebulime wants government to incorporate fine art in most of government programs to elevate the talent. Ivan Kahwa and Sebira Andrew, UBC News in Nakaseke district.
Nze njagala kubeera engineer. Esewo.
Even though government announced an end to the Ebola scourge, residents of Tank Hill and Nyakabirizi Town Council in Mushenyi Municipality and Katungu in Ishaka have been advised not to drop their guard. This was delivered by Marvin Biaruhura, who donated items like jerrycans, basins and soap, with the first two for a dual role of washing hands and enabling irrigation.
Our party, NRM's dictum of prosperity, wealth creation, looking out for others. I just initiated this small initiative for basically 3 reasons. One, parents are taking children back to school, so I thought that we could help them out in such a manner. Number 2, to make sure that people in Shaka municipality keep their homes clean. Okay? That's why we put in these utensils and some soap. Lastly, the issue of irrigation. because the His Excellency the President has been talking about irrigation of agriculture. And you notice his farms, you remember his farm in Ruero, where he was introduced this issue of irrigation, this miniature irrigation. I hope you'll forgive me, I've got miniature irrigation. So anyway, the purpose of the jerrycan is to encourage our people to irrigate their gardens. So
kama na yeye kubukereza kama mvumbuzi afini baryaruha yamanaza kwa MP witu ni nsima ebe bintu byampereza niza kubukosa je mbo muyonjo mukayanje.
Truck drivers and the business community at Mpondwe border in Kasese district have called on the joint security forces to tighten their operations in fighting terror activities in the Democratic Republic of Congo to allow them carry out trade in a conducive environment.
Following a bomb explosion in the eastern part of DRC, a few kilometers from Mpondwe border, that left more than 15 people dead, the business community have urged the security forces to increase on the security.
Mambo kama hayo yanaanzaonekana, watu wataogopa kufanya biashara, hata kwa soko watu wataogopa. Kwa sababu kama mambo kama na hayo yanaonekana fazi kuko umati ya watu, hata watu wataogopa enda sokoni.
Jana nilikuja mpaka hapa, kuna bomu ililipuliwa kwenye kanisa hapo, mauaji. Na hiyo ni hofu kwetu sisi upande wetu hata madereva, na kwenye biashara pia inatuletea matatizo. Kwa hivyo tungeomba wazingatie usalama binadamu, usalama madereva na kama watu wengine wote.
The Deputy RDC Kasese in charge of Bukonzo County West, Mate Magwara, revealed that the Mpondwe border and the surrounding areas are all secured and being manned by the security agencies.
We are vigilant. Our security forces are vigilant and on ground. I would like Ugandans not to have so much worry as to what's happening here. I know that what's happening across will be addressed by the Congolese authorities.
He says, despite the bomb blast at the Pentecostal church, business at Mpondwe border is moving on normally.
This is Mpondwe border post, where activities are normally running. I can see several trucks, both coming from the Congo and going to the Congo.
Get the most affordable 4G smartphone in Uganda from Airtel. Now heavily discounted from 250,000 shillings to 150,000 shillings only. Yes, 150,000 shillings only to keep you connected to your loved ones.
Dial *175*94# to activate free 1 GB instantly and 100% double data on all weekly and monthly bundles for 3 months. Get one today while stock lasts from the nearest Airtel shop. With Airtel, the smartphone network.
Over the years, we've dreamed to get onto the world stage. We've had that dream crushed. We've witnessed a total defeat of what could have been our greatest moment. We've felt our spirits go up, only to take a hard fall. We've had our fires burn out and leave only scars. We've seized the wind and had it pulled from our grasp. We've seen pain and we've seen loss of the last fragments of hope. But we are made of resilience, and resilience never stops dreaming. So we will dream even bigger with the Cranes Cup Bowl 2026. Together, let's take Uganda to the next FIFA World Cup.
Together, let's take Uganda to the next FIFA World Cup. For every Now Special you buy, we will give 50 shillings to the Uganda Cranes 2026 fund. You will also get the chance to choose how the Cranes Cup Bowl contributions are spent. Now Special, official beer of the FIFA World Cup and official beer partner of the Uganda Cranes.
Alcohol is not for sale to persons under 18. Please drink responsibly.
Lubangala Pete Kick Limited by Guarantee Uganda Business Skill has launched the second phase to support vulnerable youth of Go Down 1 Village, Naguru 11 Parish, Nakawa Division. The chairperson, Go Down 111 Village, Apir Ambrose, says that the program has been embraced by the people and cited mindset change by the people.
The 2-year Lubangala Pit Kitch Limited was started by individuals saving 300 shillings daily and has helped members to improve their welfare through savings. At the launch of the second phase to support vulnerable groups of Nakawa Division, the chairperson got down one village, Naguru. Appeal Ambrose said there is need for awareness about Lubangala Pit Kitch Limited.
Then a group of 20, they were getting 300 per week, that is 2,100, and the number of women who are contributing there. So that money accumulated until now, this time, when others are even getting loan from that very money which has been collected. I'm sure this thing is going to help because I'm seeing so many women or so many people are joining the group because it had just started 2 years ago. It started in front of my place, that's just down there. That is in the same place, Naguru go down one. Yeah.
The president of Lubangala Pit Kitch Limited, Bosco Ochaka, said they have more numbers in the northern region.
So we also started a microfinance on the side, which is also called Lubangala Pit Kitch Limited. So women have been brought together, the youth have been brought together, the men have been brought together. We have been raising funds, and people have been borrowing some of this money. People come and borrow, and those who lend the money, they get interest on top of it. And today, actually, we are now achieving the launch of the sponsorship for the educational program.
The director training Lubangala Pit Kitch Limited, Engineer Charles Nyeko, says more women have joined the microfinance.
The number of children who are in the program started sometime. Here we are just building the number, we are encouraging people to join, but in the north where the program had started, in Kitgum district there are 34,000 people, in Gulu there are 26,000, and in Lamore there are 84,000.
The beneficiaries highlighted what they have achieved from Lubangala Pit Kitch Limited.
I have benefited through learning business skills.
Zahara Alijawa, compiled.
Which is a non-government organization using table tennis to promote positive social change of the youth living in the slums, has upped the ante with several holiday clinics. John Ban Sentamu has details on how this program is ongoing.
It's a non-profit organization that is using table tennis mainly to promote positive social change in children and youth living in slums of Uganda.
Slum Ping Pong started in 2017 and has grown to cover several parts of the country like Iganga and Kampala, with a special project for people with disabilities in Wandegeya.
Our aim is to bring positive social change, to change their lives through table tennis, bring opportunities for education, sponsorships. Right now we're having about 10 kids that are finishing primary school and are going to have free scholarships in the secondary school. So we're calling out actually secondary schools to come and support us by giving us scholarships, and these kids are very good. They will represent the schools in return.
Institutions like St. Paul Primary School Katwe, Wandegeya Home of Joy and Police Children's School are among the beneficiaries of this project.
Table tennis has helped me, has supported me in education, school equipment, paying me school fees, and has helped some needs like those ghetto kids, has helped them a lot, has helped me in skills, how to play and how to contact other people, like showing them how to tennis has helped me.
I train every day. My coaches have helped me in providing equipment like rackets, there's shoes which I use for training. Table tennis has also supported me in my education.
Plans are to involve all Kampala Capital City Authority schools in competition, from which excellent performers will benefit education bursaries. John Barnes, Sentamo, UBC News.
That brings us to the end of all we had for you tonight as Newsroom. I'll take you direct to Algeria, where the hosts themselves, Algeria, are facing Ethiopia. Our neighbors here in the Chan tournament. My name is Michael Jordan Lukomwa. I'll allow Peter Otai and the team to go on and give us the game. Bye-bye. Enjoy.